Two-step drop on the blitz. It's intercepted. Jacob Ziegler picks it off and goes down at the 26-yard line. Uncle. A tremendous play by Cameron Mazer, who hauled it in one-handed with his left hand, tipped it up.
McKinney ISD football is on 97.5 KLAK.
Lee throws down the field for Lipka into the end zone, and it is touchdown time in Texas for McKinney.
McKinney ISD football brought to you by American Bank, Texas Star Bank, Pat Loeb Toyota, North Texas Orthodontics Associates, McKinney Gym Equipment, and JBS Express. Now get ready because it's touchdown time in Texas on 97.5 KLAK. Here's the voice of McKinney ISD football, Monty Walker.
It's the 5th annual Crosstown Showdown. McKinney and McKinney North. The Big Brother Lions won the initial meeting back in 2004, but it's been all McKinney North since. Tonight, the high-flying offense of the McKinney Lions pose a threat to any defense. The McKinney North offense will try and control the scoreboard by controlling the clock. It's football time in Texas. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ron Poe Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms and Jared Foyt and Kevin McPherson. Jonathan Leidy will be here in a moment down on the sidelines. I believe he may be in traffic.
Oh, there's a surprise.
And speaking of traffic, crosstown traffic tonight. It is McKinney North and McKinney, and we're talking about the high-flying offense of McKinney, Brandon. We haven't seen anything like this other than Denison here recently.
Well, when you say we, I'm definitely excluded in that. There is not a whole lot of similarities we can make with this McKinney Lion offense. I mean, it's as maybe comparisons to South Lake Carroll or Highland Park, and I don't even know if that does it justice because it's just a different style. They like to air it out, and Monty's going to amaze you with some stats here. I mean, and it's just like unlike anything we've seen in a long time.
Well, the amazing thing about it is when you think about McKinney, you think about pass with Zach Lee and Matt Lipka and Farley and my goodness, Rogers and Jackson, all the threats that they have, but they're just as good rushing the football. Stats show 1,335 yards rushing for McKinney and 1,556 yards passing for McKinney. Pretty balanced attack for a team that just puts up points left and right.
Yeah, by the way, they can run, too, with Brett Helt. You know, I mean, that's a guy, you know, you look at this lineup, he doesn't impress you with moves. He doesn't, you know, make spins or anything like that. He just bowls you over. And you know what? He's good at it, too. So you expect to see pass, expect to see run, and we talk about how you said how they can score points, you know, with the pass. I mean, they can just control it with the run. This is probably one of the most well-balanced offenses in the entire North Texas area.
Brett Helt has 11 touchdowns on the ground, McKinney's running back, and that's compared to McKinney North's running back Josh Matthews, who also can rush the football. 17 touchdowns. He has 1,206 yards. The difference is McKinney North runs a little bit different style of an offense. They run the I formation, and sometimes they'll run the slot receiver out of it. Sometimes they'll run two tight set like an old 1985 Denison team. But Josh Matthews, you know, he can run the football.
Yeah, I wish – I'm about to read you some stats from around the area, and I wish it included everybody in this district. And unfortunately it doesn't. But according to Dallas Morning News, Class 4A area rushing leaders, Josh Matthews is second. He has 1,191. Brett Helt is fourth in the area. So expect to see rushing. And as far as passing goes, you've got Zach Lee at the top of the list, and then Brenton Griffin's on the list near the middle. So they can pass it too. It should be a fun game.
This is a district full of offensive teams. And you talk about that. What the Dallas Morning News does not do, they do not include Sherman and Denison.
Yeah, I wish they did.
In their area stats. So let's go back to what you were saying. With Brett Helt, number 4, and Josh Matthews, number 2 in the area. Okay, well, let's look at District 9-4A. Number 1 is DJ Jones rushing from Denison.
Yep.
Ahead of Josh Matthews, who's number 2. Number 3 is Wayman James at Sherman. And then number 4 is Brett Helt. So if you take Sherman and Denison and you put them in the Dallas Morning News area stats, you've got the first 4 guys in this district, rushing-wise, leading the area rushers.
Top 6.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like we've said, you're not going to see anything like this. As far as offense goes, this is a phenomenal year. So if you like scoring points, if you like seeing the ball move up and down the field, phenomenal year for you.
And if you come up here to Ron Poe Stadium, right outside the gate, you might see the defense because they check the defense at the gate every night. No one is allowed in. And evidence of McKinney versus Denison 2 weeks ago, and that was an absolute I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I was at a tennis match. My head just going back and forth watching this football game going up and down the field, 65-64. And I'm concerned that we may have something like that again tonight.
It's quite possible. And, Monty, as far as the district goes, this is one of the premier games in the district tonight. This has playoff implications written all over it. The winner's got an inside track to a playoff berth. The loser's got a decent hill to climb. There's another 2-1, 1-2 game tonight, and that's Frisco Centennial, who's 2-1 against Liberty, 1-2. So that'll have some implications. But other than that, it like I say, it's quite possible the winner of tonight's game's in the playoffs.
Both teams come in tonight 2-4, and as you mentioned, McKinney North 1-2 in District 9-4A, and McKinney Lions 2-1 in District 9-4A. We're going to take a break and have the Coaches Show Senior Spotlight coming up here in a moment. From Ron Poe Stadium, it's McKinney and McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
Football on 97.5 KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Poe Stadium. Monty Walker along with the rest of the gang here as McKinney is showing their brand new tunnel off in the north end zone. They have normally they have the big blue helmet. Well, obviously the blue helmet is gone. The gold helmets came back a couple of years ago. Todd McVeigh brought them back, and of course, the gold helmet's long-standing from the Ron Poe era for many, many, many years. But the blue helmets are gone, and so is the blue helmet run-through finally, as the Booster Club apparently raised enough money to have a new tunnel, and it's a big lion. They're not even going to go with the gold helmet because you never know if it's going to change or not, so they just went with a big lion on a tunnel. Let's play that tonight. We're not so sure what's going to happen with the blue helmet. Maybe that'll be painted or passed down, or maybe you can rent it or something.
How about an auction? That always raises money. Silent auction.
On the other side, I guess if we're going to give love to the McKinney tunnel, we might as well talk a little bit about the McKinney North big orange bulldog head that they've had for several years over there now, and it's also quite impressive. But more impressive tonight are going to be the offensive displayed in this football game at Ron Poe Stadium. McKinney comes out in their blue, navy blue tops with gold numerals, gold pants, gold helmets, navy blue socks. They look a lot like Michigan. And on the far side, you've got McKinney North, and they're all white look tonight. White pants, white jerseys, blue numerals, a blue stripe over the shoulder pads, and orange helmets, much like Syracuse. We'll go over the starters for the McKinney Lions tonight. Starting on offense, left tackle, Bo Brashear, 6 foot, 260-pound senior. He's also a drummer. And left guard, Tyler Peterson, 6 foot, 285 and a senior. The center, Nate Leonard, 6'1", 285 and a junior. He has a 5.49 GPA. He's third in his class. Brian Warren, the right guard, 6 foot, 220-pound senior. Bench presses 260 pounds. And the right tackle, Jacob Smith, 6'1", 215 and a junior. He wants to be an Aggie. Split out wide left will be Matt Lipka, the junior. 14 catches, 255 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Only in just a couple of games since coming back from his baseball around the world tour. In the slot, Jared Farley, the senior. He's been the go-to guy. Last week he had 9 catches, 174 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's kind of what they call Linus around here. He's the blanket for Zach Lee, who is at quarterback. Lee, 101 completions out of 168 passes, 7 interceptions, exactly 1,500 yards, and 19 touchdowns. He's 6'4", 195 pounds, and a junior, and going to Texas Tech to run that offense out there. Will Rogers will run the right slot. He's 6'4", 200, and a senior. And split out wide right, Dario Jackson, the senior, 16 catches, 278 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Jackson been the favorite target in the end zone for Zach Lee. The captains are down on the field right now discussing the coin toss situation and what's going to happen there. McKinney won the toss. And it looks like they will, well, they haven't decided yet. McKinney will receive the kick to start the football game, and they'll put their backs towards the north end zone, moving to the south. And McKinney North will obviously be going towards that north end zone.
Monty, I'm looking at this stadium, and I'm thinking what a difference 2 months makes. At this point 2 months ago, the sun was right in our eyes. We were having a hard time seeing, and now it's completely nighttime out.
Well, not only 2 months. Let's go back 4 years.
It's a little bit longer.
This stadium 4 years ago was absolutely packed with the same, I believe it was the same. McKinney was the home. No, actually, McKinney was the visitor that night. McKinney North was the home team. There was not a place to sit in this stadium. It was absolutely jam-packed, toe-to-toe that night. And I would say about a third of the crowd from that night are here tonight. It's not even the, it's a rivalry game. It's a crosstown showdown, but it's no longer, the big one school versus one school. There's another school in town, which takes away from the population.
And on top of that, it's the biggest school of the three.
But you would like to see more support, and we talk about this every week. Maybe it's because we saw what Denison did coming in here to McKinney a few weeks ago and packing the far bleachers. I mean, just from one side to the other, it was absolutely incredible to see because we just don't see it anymore.
Yeah, and Monty, you and I both come from smaller schools. We're still used to full stadiums, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm harping too much, but to me, high school football, one of the corollaries of that is you have a full stadium.
Yep, and it's about a halfway packed tonight. So McKinney North runs out on the field, and here comes McKinney, the home team. They break out of that tunnel for the first time, the big Lion. And lots of kids on the varsity coming through that tunnel. On the defense for tonight for McKinney up front, Taryn Morris, Eric Husner, Jamario Mack, and Ryan Harmon. The linebackers, Corey Motherwell, Ryan Hughes, Jordan Kilwine. Not suiting up tonight is Joseph Blackery and Ryan Levins. The cornerbacks, Jamel Fee and Prescott Mack. And the safeties, Travis Tarver and Quinn Benson. Benson normally playing in the slot on offense. Since the arrival of Matt Lipka, Rogers is now playing the slot. Benson moves over to safety on defense.
Is that not one of the best problems you could ever have right there?
Too many receivers, and somebody has to go play
and
defense.
they're all good?
We're just about ready for the national anthem, and we'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. McKinney High Band there, or rendition of the national anthem. What a fine job that was. Or was it PA?
No, it's the band.
Okay.
Give him credit. Come on. Monty, you brought up something that I think has relevance. You're talking about the first Crosstown Showdown and just the amount of people in the stands and the amount of thunder sticks. I mean, you actually see some here, particularly in the student section.
4 years ago, you would never have believed it. There were thousands and thousands of those thundersticks here that night. And the initial when we say nothing's as good as the first time, you have a rivalry game like that.
Tell that to Sherman and Denison.
Yeah, no joke.
That game gets better every year, and that's hard to imagine.
Apparently. Those two teams with the possibility of coming in undefeated in district in that last game up in Upper Grayson County. As we get ready for this one, the Crosstown Showdown here in McKinney at Ron Poe Stadium. McKinney North coming out on the field to kick this one away. They line up at the 40-yard line, and McKinney High will be receiving this kickoff, the JBS Express kickoff. Back deep, Matt Lipka on the right hash, and Damian Willis on the left hash, both stand at about the 10 and the 11-yard line respectively.
Is Matt Lipka making his KLAK debut tonight? We haven't done a game with him yet, have we?
I think he is, absolutely. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. It's a high pooch kick, going to be taken at the 21-yard line by an up man. Bounces off one defender and wrestled out of bounds up the right sideline, and out of bounds. McKinney will start at their own 30-yard line. That was Will Rogers actually on the return. We'll give you the McKinney North Bulldogs starting defense right after this play here on first down. The first play of the night for the McKinney Lions.
Should be an exciting, at least start. If you would think, because like you said last week, there's no D from top to bottom here, and that you would think on a large scale plays into the Lions' favor.
The Lions come out on offense now, breaking their huddle from the sideline. It's going to be Brandon White split out wide to the near side. Will Rogers in the slot. Matt Lipka in the slot. Now comes in motion to the near side. Lee in shotgun throws it to Lipka, who drops it. He was running the swing route, and he just dropped the pass, and it'll be incomplete. Second down and 10. Let's give you the McKinney North Bulldogs starting defense.
Spencer Rogers, outside linebacker.
Alex Lautenslager, defensive end.
Terrence Hicks, nose guard.
John Beeman, defensive end.
Tony Brown, linebacker.
Ramquist, inside linebacker.
Banner Ramsey, linebacker.
Keem Jackson, corner.
John Alexander, cornerback.
Jonathan Lee, safety.
Josh Matthews, safety.
Second down and 10 for the McKinney Lions. 3 receivers to the near side. This is going to be a handoff to Brett Helt up the middle. Whistles blow before this one can get underway, and I believe it's a false start against the McKinney Lions, Brandon.
Yeah, an auspicious start to the game for the Lions. You know, a drop pass, and that was setting up to be a big play, and then you come out with a penalty.
Let's check down on the sidelines with Jonathan Leidy, who just showed up. John, what's it like down there?
Yes, guys, the atmosphere is. Crosstown Showdown is pumped up. I just got here. I'm kind of out of breath and sweating, and this is going to be a lot like the Texas OU game. It's just going to be a shootout and a knockout. We'll send it back up to y'all.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Second down and 15 now after the 5-yard walk-off. Lipka and Lee wants to throw out to the near side. That's Farley in the slot, actually down the middle of the seam. And his favorite receiver, McKinney North, says put the ball on the turf after the catch, but the officials say no. It'll be third down and short. A pretty nice gain, but not enough for the first.
Yeah, you bet he found a seam in the middle. Luckily, because it's a penalty on the first play, dead ball, they have a third and short here, and that was a big play for him. Real quick, notice how John was able to sneak in how the last weekend went? And your silence says it all.
Third down and 1. And this is going to be a handoff to Brett Helt, who lowers his shoulders and runs over several defenders of McKinney North, and on his way to a first down at the 42-yard line. It'll be Brandon Ramsey on the stop for McKinney North, but Brett Helt just ran over several guys.
Yeah, I don't know how you could credit just one person there. There were 6 white jerseys trying to bring that guy down, and it's like we said at the pregame, that guy will run you over if you give him a chance.
First and 10 for McKinney, right to left. 3 receivers to the right side. 1 to the near is Lipka. Lee in the gun is going to hand to Helt again, and before this one can get underway, flags down again from the line judge.
Yeah, that was Lipka with the false start there. And he's...
Hey, guys.
Hey, John. How's it going? But, yeah, Lipka starting a little bit early there on that play. I guess he's just excited, making his KLAK debut this year. Probably put a little bit more adrenaline in him than he's used to. Just a guess. I'm not sure.
No score yet from Ron Post Stadium. 10:28 on the first quarter clock. McKinney sends Farley in motion. Just a few steps. He'll set. Handoff. Helt running right side. On first and 15. The flag down. Helt could be gone to the 30. 25-20. Chased down and drugged down at the 9-yard line. 53-yard run brought down by John Alexander, but Brandon says this one's coming back.
Yeah, there's a reason he was able to spring it outside. I didn't catch which lineman it was, but I'm not going to say that's about as obvious a hold as you can get. No, I'm sorry. Whoa. All right, I guess I didn't see that hold.
Offsides against McKinney North.
And obviously they'll decline that one.
52-yard run for Brett Helt. We'll set it up first and goal from the 10. And the first big play of the night, and it's by the McKinney Lions. And now 2 receivers will go either side. Helt in the backfield, along with Zach Lee, the quarterback. Farley in the slot to the left. Lipka split out wide left. Zach Lee wants it. Everybody tight. 5 down linemen. Handoff Helt up the middle. Not much doing there. Maybe a yard. It'll be second down and 9. with 9:44 left to go and rolling here in the first.
Good job by the Bulldog defensive line. They didn't allow any movement whatsoever by the Lion offensive line. They held their ground, and if you can do that, you make your linebackers' jobs a lot easier because they're now free to rove around the box there.
I didn't get here until 7:30.
Officially, the ball is at the 9-yard line. It'll be second and goal from the 9. Lee wants to roll left on the option. He pitches it out to Helt to the 5 and in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Brett Helt scores from 9 yards out on the option from Zach Lee.
Beautiful. Zach Lee runs the quarterback option about as well as anybody I've ever seen. He will take a hit at the very last nanosecond, and that really makes it easier to the pitch man.
C.J. Gonzalez on for the extra point. High snap, but he puts it on the tee. The kick is up, and it's no good. Wide right. The holder, Matt Hansen, had to bring it down, and apparently there was a problem there because C.J. Gonzalez, who's always right on the money, 31 PATs so far this year, misses that one. 9:13 left to go in the first. McKinney gets on the board first, 6-0 at Ron Post Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
At North Texas Orthodontic.
Now back to Monty Walker and McKinney ISD football on 97.5 KLAK.
As we're just about ready for the JBS Express kickoff by McKinney, it's going to be a high kick by Gonzalez. It's going to be taken right at the goal line. And coming up is Deontay Moore to the 15-20 left side. Looking out, look out, break a tackle to the 35-yard line. I think that's where he stepped out. Let's go over the Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 6 plays, 70 yards for McKinney, who gets on the board first tonight. It was a Zach Lee option to Brett Helt for 9 yards on the score. 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. The missed extra point by C.J. Gonzalez brings us to our 6-0 McKinney Lions lead with 9:06 left to go in the first, and McKinney North coming on for their first offensive appearance tonight. So right after this play, we'll give you the McKinney North starting offense on 1st and 10 from their own 36, moving left to right. In the backfield with Brenton Griffin, the quarterback, is Josh Matthews. Stands to his left. Griffin throws out to Allen, who makes the catch on the quick screen. And he'll run out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Travis Tarver makes the stop for McKinney. Here's your McKinney North starting offense.
John Turner, tackle.
Matt Ayers, left guard.
Robert Stevens, center. Colton Duncan, right guard. Devontae Fields, right tackle.
Alex Laudenslager, tight end. John Alexander, receiver. Josh Allen, receiver.
Chris Allen, receiver. Josh Matthews, running back. Brenton Griffin, quarterback.
Chris Allen on the 6-yard reception out of bounds. The man goes in motion, and a bad snap goes right through Brent Griffin's hands. He picks it up at the 31, a la Tony Romo, and rolls out and out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, about a 3-yard loss there. The snap just went, actually it was at his head. I don't know how, it just went right through his hands, and it popped straight up. And then it hit the ground, and Griffin was able to bounce, or actually pick it right back up as the ball bounced right to him like it does to Romo all the time.
Yeah, and Ryan Harmon was going straight after the ball, and that really helped Griffin out because once he picked it up, he was going right to left, and Harmon was going south, and Griffin was easily able to evade a loss on the play.
Actually 3rd and 7 from their own 39 is McKinney North. McKinney showing blitz. Griffin wants to throw on the run, and he hits his man. No, he drops it. Chris Allen, a great play over there by Jamel Fee. Fee made the play, jumped the route, and knocked the ball down. Actually, that's Prescott Mack on the far sideline making that play.
I don't care who made it. I'm happy with the outcome because it shows something that we haven't seen, and that's defense. And you hope that North gets their defense going too, because I tell you, the team that can play defense in this district, they'll be in a good shape, so that's encouraging to see. 4th down for McKinney. No punter into the game here. Whether it be Fee or whether it Prescott Mack, it was a great play. Jared Foyt, our spotter, says Fee. And I'll give him the credit. 4th, and here's McKinney North going for it. And I don't think they got it. They completed the pass out there to Chris Allen, but I believe they're going to be short. Is that Josh Allen? Chris Allen, I believe, and they're going to mark the ball short. It was 4th and 7. They got 6. Well, I was expecting a quick kick. I thought surely there's no way. But the thing that I don't understand is they threw it well short of the first down marker, And when you have no downs left to give, you need to make sure if you throw that, it's going to be a first down, or he can easily pick it up. And boy, I tell you, that sure helps the Lions out to start with a short field, Monty.
Well, don't forget, we have Lions versus Bulldogs in our broadcast booth because we have Jarrett Floyd,
that's right,
former Lion, and Jonathan Leidy down on the sidelines as a former Bulldog.
Those two hate each other.
1st and 10 from McKinney, who will take over from the McKinney North 45. Handoff to Brett Helt, in trouble. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, and a great job by that DPD of McKinney North, driving him backwards. One of the guys was Tony Brown, one of the initial guys there. They'll give him the 50-yard line, which is a loss of 5 on the play.
Well, just like I said a couple plays ago, good to see that the Lion defense is playing some. Good to see the Bulldog defense doing it too. That was pure penetration by that defensive line.
Let's check down on the sidelines with Jonathan Leidy, who has the officials for tonight's game.
I do have the officials. The umpire is Lee Smith. The head linesman is Steve Smith. We've got Purple Toes Tommy Gillum on the sideline. We've got Roy Rogers on this sideline, and the back judge is Justin Ponyboy Rogers. Back up to y'all.
Zach Lee throwing down the field right side, and he has his man Dario Jackson, makes the catch at the 2 and strolls in. 50 yards on the touchdown from Lee to Jackson, his 8th touchdown reception of the year, and it's Zach Lee's 20th pass of the year.
What a beautiful pass, what a beautiful catch. And you know what? The defense wasn't in bad coverage. Oh, that was awesome. And it looks like we're going to see it going for 2, Monty, to try to make up for that missed extra point. And you know my feelings.
This is always your favorite part of the game, isn't it, Brandon?
What quarter are we in?
7:55 left to go in the first quarter.
Okay.
12-0, awaiting the PAT here, which will go for 2. Lee looking left side, in trouble behind the line, throws it in the end zone, and it is caught. It is caught for the 2-point conversion to Matt Lipka, but there is a flag right where he caught it.
Yeah, it's going to be pass interference or holding or something. The thing is, I don't know who they're going to call it on.
It'll be against McKinney North and declined. It's 14-0. The McKinney Lions lead. Little brother McKinney North Bulldogs. 7:55 left to go in the first. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
KLAK.
JBS Express kickoff is in the air. It's an onside kick, rather. And it looks like Ryan Hughes may have tried to recover that ball, but I think McKinney North got back on it.
Well, if it was an onside, that was a really awkward onside. It looked like he might have shanked the kick. Well, we've already seen some confusing things, and we're not even halfway through.
It was a sand wedge there on the JBS Express kickoff, but it was recovered by McKinney North. Let's give you the Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap. And Kevin McPherson says there's a flag.
It was on McKinney.
It'll apparently go at the end of this play, so we'll do that in a moment. The Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap, 2 plays, 45 yards for the McKinney Lions. Took only 49 seconds off the clock. Zach Lee hit Dario Jackson on a 50-yard strike. The ball went 50 yards in the air. And after the 2-point conversion from Lee to Lipka, it's 14-0. McKinney Lions in the lead. Here's a handoff to Josh Matthews. It escaped somehow right through the middle, and he'll gain 6 yards to the 50-yard line. It'll be second down and about 4 for the McKinney North Bulldogs with 7:35 left to go here in the first quarter. 14-0. McKinney Lions in the lead.
How is it that this is McKinney's second drive and that's Josh, his first carry? You got the second leading rusher in the area, second leading rusher in the district, and that's the first time he touches the ball on your second drive, and you went for it on 4th?
Second down and 3. Brenton Griffin in the gun. 3 receivers to the left side, including the tight end, Adam Laudenschlager. Matthews in the backfield to the left of Griffin, and he'll get the hand running right tackle and shakes one defender, rolls over another one. Near the first down, but a yard short. Jamario Mack will get credit for the tackle with 6:57 and rolling here in the first. 14-0. McKinney in the lead.
Yeah, you would think if the Bulldogs are going to come out on top in this one, Monty, that he's going to have to touch the ball 25, 30 times. So it's good that they're feeding him now because, by him not even touching the ball that first drive, you essentially took your biggest weapon and left it on the sidelines. And the guy's able to make plays. You want to get your playmaker into the game, and in a big game like this is exactly what you want, just to feed him the ball.
3rd and 1 from McKinney North, left to right at the McKinney 48-yard line. Griffin sends Matthews to his right, and they're going to give it to him, and he's in trouble. Behind the line of scrimmage, not anything doing there. as the linebacker Eric Butler was right there behind him, and it looked like it may have been a busted play.
Yeah, I can't tell if it was that, if it was a play-action pass, or if they were trying to run a draw play. But that play makes me think just how quickly the Lions got back in that backfield that the Bulldogs are going to have to run some sort of passing play too, because there were just too many blue shirts in that backfield.
Apparently Bryson Long will not be making an appearance tonight in this football game because they're not going to punt again. It's 4th and 4. McKinney North has the ball at their own 49-yard line with 5:39 left to go in the first. This is the second time they've gone for it on 4th down. Griffin trying to run the option, throws it out to the slot receiver. They have the first down, but the ball's on the turf. No, it's picked out of the sky, and down to the turf goes Eric Butler. The ball looked like it was going to the turf, but Butler picked it up first and ran about 3 yards before he was tackled.
Doesn't get any easier than that for him. That ball was just right there.
Well, it would have been a first down.
Oh, yeah. Why do you... Well, they're sure making it easy for the Lions. This is going to be the second drive in a row that's going to start at midfield or better. And you make it a short field for the Lions, and I'm telling you, you're making your work twice as hard. Because the Lions, they can score from 99 yards. I mean, so field possession is going to be so key for the Bulldogs. And when you go for it on 4th down twice, you better make sure you do a good job of getting it.
5:25 left to go in the first quarter. McKinney Lions on top 14-0 early on. McKinney North has tried to go for it twice on 4th down and have come up empty both times, and both in their own side of the field. 1st and 10 from the 50. Lee wants to throw, steps up in the pocket, throws it down the field again, right side. Jackson again. Did he make the catch again?
Out of bounds.
They'll say out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Apparently just out of bounds. They were looking for the exact same play they scored on a moment ago.
Manley's got some arm on him.
Yeah, they're picking on John Alexander over there.
Throwing it where no one else is, and Monty, he had to scramble a little bit just to be able to do that. And the fact that he has that kind of cannon while scrambling, my gosh.
You know, Akeem Jackson, our senior spotlight, not in the game right now, as it's John Alexander starting on that side of the field. And now Jordan Foster will go into the game there.
Wonder if it's anything his sister did.
Here's a shotgun, and here's another flag. And what would have been 2nd down and 10 will now be 2nd down and 15 with 5:18 left to go in the first. McKinney on top 14-0.
You know, the only theory I can come up with why North is going for it on 4th down is that they think they have to go toe-to-toe with this team. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, is like they think they have to match score for score.
You're not going to win football games punting to McKinney.
Well, you're not going to win football games giving it to him at the midfield either, so I mean, I guess it's picking your poison.
But the mentality is you're going to get the first down.
Right.
Obviously, that's what they're thinking there. But
technically, they converted.
It has not been successful so far. Lee wants to throw the swing pass out to Farley, who makes the catch, makes a move, and goes down at the 48-yard line, shy of the midfield stripe. It's Laudenschlager who makes a stop, along with Emilio Diaz for McKinney North.
Yeah, Diaz just grabbed a jersey right there, and I tell you, if it wasn't for that, Farley probably would have picked up close to a first down, but Diaz was able to hang on enough to make Farley lose his balance.
Just 2 yards on that play will bring up 3rd and 13. 1 out of 2 on 3rd downs for McKinney so far in this game. Really just underway, halfway through the first quarter, 14-0, McKinney on top. 2 receivers either side. Lee looks right, throws right, and he's got his receiver, Will Rogers, in the slot, right down the seam, and he barrels his way down to about the 23-yard line. He had the first down, and right as he made the catch, he was at the first down marker and slid further down 32 yards. It's Jonathan Lee, the safety, on the stop for McKinney North.
You know, I'm curious how unbalanced the time of possession is, and I'm wondering if Kevin can get that for us, because that's one thing North really needed to do. And, you know, right now McKinney is just controlling the line of scrimmage.
Handoff Helt, left tackle, big hole, barrels his way down to the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for McKinney after the 5-yard run. 4:13 left to go in the first. Emilio Diaz and John Beeman on the stop for the DPD of McKinney North.
Yeah, Kevin says the time of possession is pretty close because McKinney scores so fast. We still got 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Another flag on the play. before this one could get underway. It was going to be 2nd down and 3. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy, who might have that one for us. John, what is it?
Guys, that was a false start right there, and I'm actually over here on the McKinney North sideline, and the coaches are a little on the Fury side because they cannot even block the linebackers and linemen. I mean, you can see they're getting tackled 3 yards in the backfield, and I know that's something they're going to try to work on, but McKinney is threatening right here to put 21 on the board. Back with y'all.
Hey, is Brenton Griffin wearing your jersey tonight?
I'm not wearing my jersey.
3:52 left to go in the first. This is Lee looking downfield. Will Rogers makes a great catch out of the sky at the 10 and strolls into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Rogers with a great catch. It was a perfect timing route. 20 yards later, he strolls into the end zone.
3 times McKinney has attempted to run that play, just a receiver down the seam, and 3 times it's gone for big yardage. And on that play, Jonathan Lee didn't look like he knew where he was.
C.J. Gonzalez on for the extra point. Is this one going to be good? This one is. 21-0. McKinney Lions leading McKinney North with 3:46 left to go in the first. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
McKinney has 118 yards of offense compared to McKinney North's 19 so far this evening. They also lead on the scoreboard 21-0 over McKinney North. Here's the JBS Express kickoff by C.J. Gonzalez. It's a big banger, 8 yards deep in the end zone, and Deontay Moore is going to let it roll out. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 5 plays, 50 yards for the McKinney Lions. Jared Foyt real happy up here in our booth. 1 minute 49 off the clock, 21-0. The McKinney Lions lead McKinney North with 3:46 left to go in the first quarter, 21 points.
It's going to be a tense halftime show when Leidy walks in here and Foyt and those two have to look at each other.
Well, here's McKinney. They score 69. They've scored so far this year, 69 in the first, 93. Yeah, we haven't got to the second quarter. They scored 93 in the second.
One more touchdown. They're almost halfway what they've done the entire year.
Here's Brenton Griffin in the gun. Handoff Matthews right up the middle. He's got some running room. He stumbles down to the 28-yard line, and he'll actually get about 8 or 9 yards on first down. Jordan Kilwine for McKinney will make the stop. 3:34 and rolling here in the first.
Well, it took an awkward turn, did Matthews, is coming down, but he didn't get up gingerly at all, so that's a relief for the Bulldogs. I tell you, they're going to need Matthews. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has to play big tonight.
Dominic Gardner into the game at cornerback on the far side. Prescott and Mack not in the game right now at the moment. And Matthews will stand beside Griffin. Aaron Matthews, his big brother, goes in motion from right to left and hand off to Josh Matthews, who has the first down and more to the 35, cuts it inside to the 40, and finally gang tackled at the 44-yard line. 16 yards for Josh Matthews. And Brandon, we were talking off the air that if you're going to have success for McKinney North's offense, it's got to be on the ground with Matthews.
Well, for several reasons. One, he's your biggest star. Two, the more you keep the ball, the less that the Lions have the ball. And I tell you, you're not gonna win a track meet against these guys. So he has to play big.
First down of the night for McKinney North. 1st and 10 for North at their own 44-yard line as we near the 2:40 mark on the clock in the first quarter. Chris Allen and Josh Allen on the right. John Alexander split out wide left. Handoff Matthews again, left tackle, and he's got the 50. He's got the 45, and once again is kind of hog-tied down. He has the first down, I believe, at the McKinney 46-yard line, but he's not going down very easy, and you look for one of those knees or something. It makes my knees hurt when he gets hit. And Devon Galborn on the stop for McKinney.
Well, those have a tendency to be an Achilles heel or an ACL, and Monty knows all about those. So
both of those.
It's good to see him get up really quickly after those tackles.
Matthews up to 41 yards on 6 carries on the evening.
Most of that on this drive.
Yeah, 1st and 10 here for McKinney North, moving left to right at the McKinney 45-yard line. 2:12 on the clock and rolling. 2 receivers near side now. Well, whistles will blow. Is this a timeout? It is. McKinney North takes a timeout. We'll take one, too. 21-0 McKinney. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 2:07 left to go in the first at Ron Post Stadium. McKinney Lions leading McKinney North 21-0. And the McKinney North Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10 here at the 45-yard line of McKinney. Prescott Mack back in the game for the McKinney Lions at cornerback. And they'll run two receivers out to the near side. One man in the backfield. Haven't seen the I formation yet tonight. And this is going to be Griffin on the keeper right up the middle. And he squirts through for about 2 yards at the 42-yard line. And we're under 2 minutes now in the first quarter. 21-0. McKinney leading McKinney North.
Maybe they're running Griffin to kind of change things up a bit. I would expect, knowing what I know about Pratt, we might see a pass or something here, to try to just keep that defense off balance, because Pratt likes to do the unexpected.
Chris Allen and Josh Allen on the right side. Jamarius Phillips split out wide to the left. Aaron Matthews goes in motion from left to right. High snap, brings it down, hands off to Matthews, running right guard. He's met in the backfield and brought down right back there. Ryan Hughes, the linebacker, along with Eric Butler, and also Ryan Harmon was there. They'll actually call it no gain. It'll be 3rd and 7 with a $1:09 left to go in the first. And is it me, or is this a long first quarter?
Oh, you bet. And Monty, it's been quite a while since we've personally seen, well, for the broadcast that is. You've obviously saw him a couple of weeks ago, but this defense seems to improve since the last time we saw them, because they're making plays.
0 for 2 on 3rd down for McKinney North. They're also 0 for 2 on 4th. And this is going to be Griffin in the gun, rolling right, wanting to throw down the field. He's hit as he's thrown, and it's intercepted at the 35-yard line. And Jordan Kilwine has it near side and finally goes down at the 48-yard line. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. We'll have to check and see what it is, but for the moment, it's an interception for the McKinney Lions.
That came out right at the start of the play, so it looks like, and John confirmed it with me, offsides on McKinney. So huge break for the Lions. Now, what happened? Was Griffin hit, or did the ball just come out Danny White style?
No, Danny, no.
I had a receiver, and then it just came out a lame duck. Like I said, he wasn't hit. And unfortunately, for Griffin, it came out lame duck style right in front of a sea of blue. It wasn't a matter of would it be intercepted. It was a matter of who would intercept it. And so the official, the head referee, tells us indeed it is offsides, and obviously that's one you would accept. But not only does it prevent a turnover, Monty, but it takes a 3rd and 7 and makes it a 3rd and 2.
38 seconds left to go in the first. And you're right, 3rd and 2 here from McKinney North, left to right at the McKinney 37-yard line. McKinney showing blitz, nearly jumps offside. Handoff Matthews on the run, blitz is hit. The man blitzing hit him in the backfield, and it's maybe for a loss. Ryan Hughes came on the blitz from the right side. It'll be a loss of 1 yard on the play from McKinney North.
I'll tell you why that turnover that was negated isn't all bad for McKinney, because that kind of plants a little something in the head of Griffin that he's not going to be able to throw effectively in this game. So, and that could come in big on these 4th downs that Pratt seems to be doing.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. 21-0, the McKinney Lions lead, but McKinney North trying to get things in gear here at Ron Post Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
97.5 KLAK.
Flip it over from left to right, and now McKinney North will go right to left. And Josh Matthews gets the handoff, big hole to the right side, and he'll have the first down. A big gain there of 6 yards for the first, all the way down to the 31-yard line of McKinney. Jamario Mack for the Lions will get credit for the stop, along with Jordan Kilwine, who had an interception taken away from him a moment ago. But it's the second quarter. There's 11:50 left to go in the second quarter, and it's 21-0, the McKinney Lions leading McKinney North. 1st and 10 for North, as this is really the first action they've seen on offense. A lot of success they've had on offense so far tonight. Griffin from the gun, rolls right, wants to look downfield, tries to throw downfield. He's in trouble, running for his life. Gets a good block, though. Now he comes all the way near side. He's back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll actually gain 5 yards or 6 yards to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, nice improv there.
Ryan Harmon will get the stop along with Devon Goldborn, but Brent Griffin did a lot of sprinting for 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, he did a lot of east-west running. He was about to heave and throw a pass to a receiver who had a step on the defender, but then saw a flash of blue heading in his face and That's some pretty good improv skills to be able to avoid not only a sack but get a good gain on first down.
Impressive ninth play of the drive for McKinney North, and they run the toss sweep to the right side to Matthews, who cuts it back, lowers his head, helmet to helmet. Classic style at the 24-yard line, and he'll go down there. 2nd and 4 becomes 3rd and 3.
Really good defensive play by the Lions. Nice pursuit there. The first guy to make contact with Matthews didn't bring him down, but because pursuit was there, that limited the amount of damage that Matthews did.
You know, that was one of those plays where if it were slow motion and Matthews lowers his head, they go helmet to helmet. You think of Walter Payton. You can almost hear the NFL Films music in the background. 3rd and 3 for the McKinney North Bulldogs. Right to left. Matthews goes in motion from left to right, and he'll get the hand going left tackle. And he's fighting for yardage. It's going to be very close, and I think he got the first down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, if not, they'll have a good 4th down shot.
Let's check down on the field with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got down there for us?
Guys, we're going to have a first down there. So, Monty, in honor of you, I'm going to say first down in Texas. Back up to you.
Why are y'all doing this still? You aren't doing it. I'll give you credit. It's over. Let's play some high school football.
First down and 10. Not sure what all that means, but
I think he's trying to rub it in. That's the only thing I can think of.
9:47 left to go in the second. 21-0, McKinney in the lead. Griffin in the gun for McKinney North. Throws it down in the field in the end zone for John Alexander. He goes up, and he comes down with it out of bounds. Incomplete. Looked like he had Gardner beaten on the far side, and he went up for it. Looked like he came down with it, but apparently he came down out of bounds.
Yeah, well, actually, Gardner knocked it out as he was coming back down. He recovered a bit. And once that ball was rolling on the turf, it was fairly clear for the official on that side, the linesman, that Alexander didn't have it. But, man, I like that call, Monty.
Second, we don't see Griffin throwing the deep ball very often, but he did there.
And that was on the money pass.
You call it a deep ball for Griffin. It was 20 yards, about 25 yards in the air, maybe 35. Griffin hands off left tackle, big hold to Josh Matthews, tries to cut it up, and he'll get 7 yards or so down to the 13-yard line. And the stop will be made by Jared Johnson, who's finally seeing some time on the football field this season, been injured all season long. It was a big loss for McKinney in the preseason, if you will.
I think this line defense has worked on tackling because Matthews hasn't broken a whole lot yet. He's had some good holes, but he hasn't broken tackles that we're accustomed to him doing against other teams.
McKinney North 1 out of 5 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 3 here. Matthews on the right side gets the hand running right up the middle. He'll have the first down to the 7-yard line. And now it'll be 1st and goal from the 7, possibly the 8. As Tommy Purple Toes Gilliam will set the ball at about the 8-yard line.
I normally don't call attention to ourselves a whole lot, but I loved our little bit on the ticket where one of the producers for the afternoon show goes, "Did he call him Purple Toes?" And we probably should explain that for somebody who's tuning in who has no idea why we're calling him that.
1st and goal from the 8. Maybe we'll do that later. Here's Griffin, handoff Matthews up the middle. Met in the backfield, or maybe at the line of scrimmage. It was a great play by that defensive front. And also the linebacker, Jordan Kilwine, playing a great game tonight.
Yeah, this line defense not letting Matthews break tackles. And I tell you, he gets a lot of yards after that first attempted tackle. And so if they can limit that, they're really going to have an edge in this football game.
We're nearing the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. 21-0. McKinney in the lead over McKinney North. But North has held the ball for over 8 minutes on this current drive.
Nice.
15th play of the drive. Griffin in the gun. Rolls right, looking in the end zone, throwing in the end zone, and it is caught in the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas. Josh Allen. Allen on the reception. 8-yard touchdown from Griffin to Josh Allen.
Nice drive, Monty. They did exactly what we said they needed to do to have any chance of success. Control the ball, keep the Lion offense off the field. And I would say an 8-minute drive is doing that.
Well, that's a very impressive drive from McKinney North. And that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to have a shot at winning this football game. Control the clock.
Yeah, you bet.
Run the football.
All of a sudden, that south end zone looks like that's where all the action's going to be tonight. All 4 touchdowns.
Bryce Long on for the extra point. And it is good. 21-7. North cuts the deficit. 7:49 left to go in the second. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
97.5 KLAK.
Mike's Economy transmission scoring drive recap was 15 plays, 80 yards, and it went 7 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock for McKinney North, capped off by a Brenton Griffin to Josh Allen, 8-yard touchdown pass in the end zone. And McKinney North has cut McKinney's lead 21-7. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. Going to be taken by Will Rogers at the 22-yard line, straight up the right hash, lowers his head, and will go down at the 34-yard line, maybe the 35, and that's where McKinney will set up shop, moving left to right here in the second quarter with 7:44 left to go in the second, leading McKinney North 21-7.
Monty, these games are tough for us because we can't, we like both sides, so it's very difficult for us to actively root. I tell you what I'd like to see here, and this is not a knock on one side or the other. I want to see the Bulldogs get a stop. For their chances this year, I want to see a stop. Turnover, I don't care how it happens.
Lee in the gun is under pressure. Now he steps up in the pocket, flag down. He's throwing it out and incomplete, trying to hit Will Rogers. In coverage was Deontay Moore. A new safety in the game for McKinney North is Malik Bowen. But we'll check the flag, and it'll be holding against McKinney.
Yeah, likely when you have a bunch of white shirts and a bunch of blue shirts jumped up like that, it'd be a holding call.
Let's check down on the sidelines with our own Jonathan Leidy. What do you got for us?
Guys, defense coordinator for McKinney Lions is actually down here giving a great speech on how they had on pin down, third down and long there, and it had the interception, but the mental mistakes of being offsides is just what killed that. And he's telling his team that, hey, if they would have been offsides, they could be up 28-0 here instead of it being 21-7. But we're going to see how that's going to play out through the game. If that may be costly later on in the game, we don't know. But we're going to send it back on up.
All right, John, I'm going to ask you here in a minute after this play about your annual halftime war with Jared Foyt. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's Lee in the gun, handoff to Helt, running left tackle and trying to get way outside, and does to the 30, 35, 40. Look out, flag down to the 45, to the 40, 35 and out of bounds. Caught from behind by the McKinney North Bulldogs, Deontay Moore, but there's a flag down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like the same holding call that I thought I saw on the first drive where Helt exploded deep. Looks like we're going to see it again. Again, Helt trying to break that corner. And just a little holding.
All right, John Leidy, we're going to have war of words between you and Jared Foyt tonight like we always do at this Crosstown Showdown.
Well, we're just going to see how close the score's going to be to tell you if it's going to be a war. But I know Mr. Foyt's got a big old grin up there in the booth right now. But I'm down here on the field, and I'm a little closer to the action, so I'm a little bit more pumped up about this game than he is. That's some fighting words there. Back up to y'all.
All right, and
those
he's right.
each other.
He's right. Foyt has a big grin on his face up here.
Man, it's starting to get a little in terms of ridiculous in terms of this first down.
Well, as far as the clock, too, it's only the second quarter, and there's still 7 minutes and 27 seconds left to go. I mean, this has been an eternity of a first half, or half of a first half.
Remember that North scored with 8 minutes left to go in the last 30 seconds.
Well, here's Lee in the gun, sends a man in motion. That's Farley. He'll go left to right, and the handoff to Helt. Again, this time to the right side. Gets a great block from Will Rogers to the 40. Knocks a man down at the 45-yard line with his left arm. He stiff arms the safety, Malik Bowen, on his way to a 20-yard run. And we're talking about Brett Helt.
It's like I said in the pregame, pick your poison. With this offense, they don't do anything bad. I mean, how do you defend this team?
You know, I talked to Brett Helt several weeks ago about who he idolizes and stuff, and he thinks he wants to run like Marion Barber. Well, he's pretty close. He has that same style.
Yeah.
Here's Will Rogers in motion from right to left. Handoff Helt right up the middle, and he's going to barrel his way for 6 yards to the 45-yard line of McKinney North. No flags on this play, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
Got some scores to update you for Right now, the other 2-1 versus 1-2 in the district score. Centennial, who's 2-1, leading Liberty 9-0. And boy, I tell you, it'll help both of the McKinney's cause if Liberty can come up with a victory in that one. And then Sherman 14, Wakeland 7. That's not expected.
Brett Helt, 108 yards on 9 carries, and he's going to get the hand here right up the middle. He's got some more. 35-30. Gets a block from Dario Jackson to the 20, to the 15, and gang tackled at the 14-yard line by 7 Orange Hats. But a huge run of 31 yards by Brett Helt, and that puts him right at the 140 mark with 6:09 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, baseball has the 10-run rule. Wonder what the equivalent would have to be in football, because the way this Lion offense is just smoothly doing whatever it wants. It wants to pass, it passes. When it wants to run, it runs. And, they do that to everybody. I mean, even though the loss is non-district, it wasn't because they didn't score.
1st and 10 from the McKinney North 14-yard line. Left to right. Helt gets the hand again. Left guard and brought down immediately here. He'll go down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Terrence Hicks on the stop for McKinney North. 5:34 and rolling here in the second quarter, 21-7. McKinney leading McKinney North. Helt in the backfield, 2 receivers to either side. The slots are Farley and Rogers. Jackson and Lipka are the wideouts. And he looks for Lipka down the field. No, he's got Farley in the slot. And it's touchdown time in Texas on the left hash in the end zone. 14 yards, and the ball was caught right at the stripe. Wow. They're wearing out the seams at Ron Post Stadium.
You name any of these 4 receivers, they could start just about anywhere. I mean, they're that good. And, of course, they have a quarterback who can get it to them, a line that blocks, and a runner who runs.
And the extra point is good. 28-7, 5:15 left to go in the second quarter at Ron Post Stadium. McKinney leading McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
3 touchdowns for Zach Lee through the air, 3 different receivers. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 6 plays, 70 yards for McKinney. It took 2 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock, and McKinney has a 28-7 lead after the lead. Jared Farley, 14-yard touchdown. On the JBS Express kickoff, McKinney North fumbles it at the 30-yard line. It was a short pooch kick, and it was taken by Josh Matthews, and Matthews couldn't hang on to it. The ball rolled on the turf and was picked up by John Mirabeau at the 30-yard line. Uh-oh.
They being the Bulldogs, have played a relatively penalty-free game. And turnovers against this team, and that's like stepping in front of a Mack truck. You just can't do that.
That's a huge mistake.
You bet. And look, they start at the 30? Are you kidding?
1st and 10 from the McKinney North 30 is McKinney Lions. And they hand off. Brett Helt. No, that's Damian Willis to the near side. He breaks tackles to the 21-yard line. And he's brought down in the back. He's brought down after a 9-yard run by Frank King.
I guess Brett taking a rest since he carried most of that drive the last time, and now they get the ball back immediately.
Well, he has 140-some-odd yards in the second quarter.
Oh, that's all? No, okay. Never mind then.
Willis still in the backfield along with Zach Lee, 2 receivers to either side. The normal guys still in the game at wide receiver. And Lee looks that way, wants to throw left down the field for Lipka. He's got it at the 13, makes a sidestep move, and down at the 11-yard line. A first down catch from Lee to Lipka of 10 yards will take the ball to the 11 with 4:27 left to go in the second quarter. Willis will check out. Now Brett Helt comes back into the game.
Yeah, I tell you why games like this can be tough for us, because on the one hand, we love to see McKinney doing what they're doing, but on the other hand, we just hate to see the mistakes that the Bulldogs are making. We love both teams, and so we're kind of conflicted on that.
Here's the fake, the hand to Helt, and they throw to Farley, and the swing pass to the 5, and Farley is in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas, 11 yards, and Farley's second touchdown reception of the night. He had 3 touchdown receptions last week, I'm sorry. Wow.
A 1 minute, 6 second drive. That's a long drive for them with that starting field position. Man, they can score in a flash.
Absolutely. Here's the extra point by Gonzalez. A high pop-up. That's true. 35-7, McKinney all over this one. 4:09 left to go in the second. Back in a moment at Ron Post Stadium on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
Jared Farley has 5 touchdown receptions in the last 2 weeks. His second tonight. 11-yarder from Zach Lee. The drive, well, I'll tell you what, let's give you the JBS Express kickoff, and it's another crazy kick. It's going to be taken this time right up the middle of the field, and McKinney North will start at their own 33-yard line, moving right to left. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap after that JBS Express kickoff was 3 plays and 30 yards for McKinney. It took 1 minute and 6 seconds off the clock. And like I said a moment ago, Zach Lee's 4th touchdown of the night to Jared Farley, 2nd touchdown of the night, 11 yards. And that brings our new score 35-7 with 4:08 left to go. Here in the second quarter at Ron Post Stadium, McKinney Lions in the lead.
They could score 100.
McKinney, remember, they haven't won this crosstown showdown since the initial one back in 2004. Griffin is going to try to throw from the gun. He escapes one defender, but can't escape 2 others, as Colin Zabaski was there, along with Ryan Hughes, the linebacker. And a big loss all the way back to the 26-yard line. 8-yard loss for McKinney North, as Griffin was in trouble from the get-go there. He had, as soon as he stepped back, Jamario Mack was right in his face, and he somehow eluded him, but couldn't elude 2 others. 2nd down and 18 for McKinney North. Right to left, toss right side. That's Matthews. He's got the 25 and sidesteps a couple of guys. I'm telling you what, I'm impressed with McKinney scraping to the football tonight. They've absolutely done a great job of shutting down this McKinney North offense. And we said last week that there is no D in District 9-4A. Well, there's one showing up tonight.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by the pursuit that this defense is showing. And Monty, I was just about to say, the offense doesn't impress me, but, man, this defense, what they've been able to do against this high-powered North offense, I'm really impressed.
86 total yards for McKinney North so far in this football game. We're in the second quarter. It's 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. Matthews moves to the left side. Griffin wants to throw on the run, and he fires it out, and it's caught by Phillips at the 42-yard line. It'll be shy of the first down by about a yard or so. Jamel Fee in coverage for McKinney. And it'll be about 3 yards short of the first down at the 40, in between the 41 and the 42-yard line. McKinney North in their own territory.
We're going to have an official timeout for something. Oh, uniform.
Tell you what, while we're
Taron Morris has a little blood on his uniform, and UIO rules state that has to go pronto.
let's check down the sidelines with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for us?
Guys, currently I'm on the McKinney North sideline, and as you can see, things are not going the McKinney North way, and I know Mr. Floyd's up there smiling, but I do bring good news in the fact that I've been to both sidelines, no injuries so far, but that's about all the good news I bring right now. Back up to y'all.
Keep in mind, he is a former Bulldog.
Yeah, we do have a sideline guy playing favorites tonight. Griffin will run under center and try to draw McKinney off sides. Not happening here, and now they'll look to the sidelines.
Yeah, they were across, they went into the neutral zone. Griffin really should have snapped that.
And there'll be a timeout called by McKinney North. We'll take 1-2. 2:11 left to go in the second quarter. McKinney Lions all over little brother McKinney North Bulldogs, 35-7. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
McKinney North will have it 4th and 2 here after the timeout, moving right to left. 2:11 left to go in the second quarter. 35-7. McKinney leading McKinney North here. And McKinney North has gone for it twice on 4th down so far this evening. Every time deep in their own territory, or not deep, but in their own territory. They're going to do it here apparently. 4th and 2. They're going to fake the hand. Rolling right is Griffin on the run. He throws it and is caught by Josh Allen again at the 48-yard line for a first down. So McKinney North for the first time moved the sticks in their 3rd attempt on 4th down.
That was their fourth attempt.
Fourth attempt.
Yeah, the third time they went.
That's right.
So, but they completed that one, and the nice thing is they threw it beyond the sticks. You know, when you make the catch, no doubt it's a first down.
1st and 10 as we are under 2 minutes now in the second quarter. Griffin has a blitzer from behind. He gets it out, though, and he throws it incomplete, looking for Allen again. And it's going to be Aaron Matthews trying to get the block in the backfield for Brent Griffin. And telling you what, he had a man right in his collar.
Yeah, Griffin was hit as he threw, so I'm going to cut him a little slack on that one. And this is, at this stage of the game, this is playing right into the Lions' hands. The Bulldogs don't know how to move the ball quick in a short amount of time.
2nd down and 10, 1:51 left to go in the second quarter. We haven't seen McKinney North throw the ball to their tight ends yet, Laudenschlager or Aaron Matthews. Griffin in the gun, rolls right, wants to throw. Allen gets him a block, and he throws for Allen, Chris Allen, and it's incomplete because Prescott Mack made a tremendous play out on that far side. It would have been a first down, but Mack made a heck of a play.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen these corners really break on the ball. They're playing outstanding coverage tonight. And is this really the same defense that gave up 65 to Denison?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I mean, something's got to be different.
4-down lineman for the McKinney Lions on 3rd and 10. North moving right to left. Griffin in the gun. Wants to throw again. Drops back 3 steps. Down the field he goes to the right side. Bumping and grinding Chris Allen. Does he make the catch at the 18-yard line? And they'll say no, out of bounds. Another great play by the cornerback Prescott Mack, the senior. 1:38 left to go in the second quarter. McKinney leading 35-7. And it'll be 4th down again for McKinney North, but this time 4th and 10.
All right, you saw the game. What's different? This doesn't look like a team that gives up 65 to anybody. I mean,
Yeah, this is a completely different McKinney Lions defense.
I'm at a loss for. I don't understand.
2 out of 4 on 4th downs for McKinney North. And it's 4th and 10 here. 1:38 on the clock. Blitz coming. Pressure coming. And they get to Brenton Griffin, and they get the football. Griffin laid it on the turf at the 42-yard line. And the Lions come up with it.
Funny thing is, not that it matters with this line offense, but by fumbling, North actually gained 2 yards. Because Griffin would have been a sack 2 yards closer to the end zone.
Ryan Harmon will get credit for recovering the fumble. Ryan Hughes ripped it out of Griffin.
Of course, the difference here, Denison's not exactly one-dimensional. I mean, they're a run-oriented team, but they have the ability to have other weapons.
Well, they did until their quarterback got hurt.
Right. And really what this line defense can do is just try on one player.
Here's Lipka, and he's going to scramble down to about the 33-yard line. 10 yards on the play. Lita Lipka, and it'll be close to a first down, and I believe it will be. Emilio Diaz, the linebacker, will finally stop Lipka. But a first down play there of 10 yards. 1:17 and rolling here in the second quarter. Lee looking left side, wants to throw, has Lipka again at the 27, fighting to get out of bounds, and he does just after picking up the first down. A very headsy call there, and a headsy play by Lipka to get out of bounds, stop the clock with 1:08, and get a first down. That's pretty smart for a high school kid.
This has got to be one of the most efficient offenses we've seen, Monty, in the years that we've been together.
This is a machine. There's no doubt about it. Left to right, 1:08 left to go in the second quarter. Zach Lee throwing down the field. He has his man Benson caught it, and he fumbled the ball, and they're going to rule him they're actually going to rule the play incomplete. Benson on only the 3rd incomplete pass of the night by Zach Lee. Benson was running the right slot, ran down the seam, caught it, and was popped immediately. And the ball came on the turf, and they'll just call it incomplete.
I say that last statement knowing full well we saw the Eric Erbel, David Douglas, Chase Barrett show a few years ago. This is still the most efficient offense we've seen.
This is pretty powerful stuff. 2nd down and 10, left to right. McKinney from the McKinney North 22-yard line. Lee drops back 3 steps, looks right side. Pressure in the pocket, throws. It's caught by Dario Jackson at the 5, and he escapes and goes into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Another 6 points for McKinney. and 22 yards on the pass and catch from Lee to Dario Jackson. Jackson's second touchdown reception, Lee's 5th touchdown pass of the night.
They're a machine. And this is why I can say this is the most efficient. They have scored a touchdown every time they've touched the ball. And they're not great defensively. The extra point is no good.
Well, once again, there's a mix-up. C.J. Gonzalez talking to Matt Hansen, his holder, and there's some mix-ups there. And now the special teams coach is going to talk to the center, which is Tyler Peterson, I believe. But nonetheless, 41-7, McKinney in the lead with 56 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
97.5 KLAK.
Man, I haven't seen scoring output like this since, 2 weeks ago. McKinney
Monty,
did this.
They've got 20 points to go to where they're almost where they were then.
Yeah, 41 points
what are you
for
talking
McKinney.
about? You could probably say that and be truthful.
41 points for McKinney. We're not even to halftime yet.
Now imagine both sides. I still can't imagine watching that game.
Here's a JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be a high pooch kick. Going to be taken at the 22-yard line. Is that Matthews coming near side? Josh Allen. And he'll make a move and cut to the 30-yard line. And he'll go down there. And McKinney North with 50 seconds left will go right to left at their own 30. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. 4 plays, 43 yards. Another drive of less than 2 minutes for McKinney. 1:30 to be exact. Zach Lee throws his 5th touchdown pass of the night to Dario Jackson, his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. And it's 41-7, McKinney in the lead over McKinney North here at Ron Post Stadium.
What do you say?
I'm worried about the lights. I'm worried about there's so much voltage in this McKinney High offense. And I'm worried the lights are going to just like the natural.
Well, that happened one year. I don't know if it was the Crosstown Showdown.
It did happen.
Don't say that.
50 seconds left to go before half. Griffin from McKinney North in the gun. The whistles will blow, and this one will be a false start against McKinney North more than likely. And I'll tell you what, it is the first penalty of the game against McKinney North. Let's check down on the sidelines with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got down there?
Guys, I'm still looking for that great news, but you got to look at something right here. We're looking for Brent DeGrin to step up and just be the leader here. I mean, I'm going to talk about this during the halftime about the youth and just the blank stares I'm seeing down here on the north sideline. We're going to send it back to you. I'm going to try to get some stuff on MHS also. Back to y'all.
It's pretty common to have blank stares and when you're getting beat 41-7.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Timeout by McKinney High. We'll keep it right here. 49 seconds before half, and we'll try to give you some stats here in a moment on this crazy offense of McKinney and what they've done so far tonight in the first half.
I can't imagine what the north sideline's like because one way or another, our team's winning. You know, we love both sides. We want to see both sides go to the playoffs and go deep and do what they can, but we're kind of in shell shock. One, because of what the offense is doing. I mean, that's just kind of just awe-inspiring. But two, who they're doing it to. I can't imagine being on that sideline.
344 yards of total offense for McKinney in the first half compared to 100 for McKinney North.
And they're not, I mean, other than the fact that the Lions seem to be wherever they are, they're not doing that bad. I'm just,
and the most impressive thing tonight is not the McKinney offense because we've seen this. It's been the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
McKinney defense has been so impressive, and we haven't seen that all year. Shotgun, handoff, Matthews up the middle, big hole, burst through to the 35-yard line. And would have been a great play had it not been 1st and 15.
Yeah.
And it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah.
Clock still rolls at 36 as Sean Pratt says, hey, let's take it to the house and regroup here.
And on top of that, he might be too little too late for Matthews.
30 seconds on the clock. This is going to be another handoff to Matthews, right guard. Breaks one arm tackle and goes down shy of the first down at the 39-yard line, 2 yards shy of the first.
I don't understand why they're rushing the play only to run it up the middle.
I think they're trying to lick their wounds and
then let the clock roll, Don't run another play. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to lull the defense.
Well, there's 5 seconds on the clock here. 4, 3. They are going to run a play. Griffin wants to roll out and run. I think he's going to be sacked. He's hit hard, but he gets the ball away, and it's caught down the sidelines. Look out at the 40 and out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Is that Phillips over there? I believe on the reception was not Phillips. It was Deontay Hudson, but nonetheless, that 22-yard play was one of the most spectacular ones of McKinney North in this first half. the first half has come to an end. And the American Bank of Texas halftime show has officially begun. It's 41-7. McKinney in the lead at Ron Post Stadium over McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium, where McKinney is dominating McKinney North 41-7. You know, the highlights from a moment ago, if you were expecting to hear highlights from tonight's game, you missed it if you just caught the last part of that My Town song. That was from the original Crosstown Showdown back in 2004, where McKinney won, and they haven't won since until possibly tonight, where they lead 41-7. Here's the JBS Express kickoff, taken by an up man on the near side by McKinney North, moving right to left, and that's going to be Phillips. Jamarius Phillips will haul it and take it to about the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney North, moving right to left with 11:53 left to go in the third quarter, just underway after the American Bank of Texas halftime show. Again, 41-7, McKinney leading McKinney North.
You know, this is a great chance for the Bulldogs to put that first half behind them. And, you know, I hate to say it coming out of the half, but you pretty much know what this one's going to be in terms of the outcome. And so you really need to just build some momentum. Run the ball, get some touchdowns, get a couple stops on defense if you can. I mean, we need something.
You gotta find a way to exploit the McKinney defense, and that's something we haven't said all year. No one has said all year.
And
now, for the first time, we see the I formation tonight. Handoff, Matthews up the middle, and not much doing there. He's going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage, and a nice play up front by Devon Goldborn, who's played a whale of a game so far tonight. We've called his name about 4 or 5 times. It'll be 2nd down and about 9, maybe 8. We'll call it a 2-yard game, so 2nd down and 8 for McKinney North, right to left. And obviously making some adjustments here on offense. McKinney North comes out in an I formation. Now it's an offset I. 2 receivers near side, and they toss right, and that's Deontay Moore. And he'll run the ball to the near side. He'll cut back. He runs the toss right, but immediately cuts back to the middle of the field, and he'll gain 3 or 4 out to the 42-yard line, still in their own side of the field. 11:06 left to go in the third quarter, trailing McKinney 41-7.
Kind of interesting that we don't see Josh Matthews out there in this new I formation set they've got going on. And you would think if they're going to build any sort of momentum, it's going to be from him.
2 men in the backfield, one Emilio Diaz and one Deontay Moore. Emilio puts his hand down. Moore does not. They fake the hand to Moore. Griffin's running around the near side, got some room to the 50, to the 45, lowers his shoulders and bangs his way down to the 42-yard line inside McKinney territory. A 16-yard gain, and it moves the sticks for McKinney North. It'll be Colin Zabansky, or actually Ryan Harmon, on the stop for McKinney.
And that's exactly what I expected to see out of the Bulldogs tonight. We just haven't seen it for whatever reason. So it's an encouraging start to this drive.
Deontay Moore in the backfield behind Diaz. I formation. Griffin goes under center this time on 1st and 10. Trying to drop McKinney off sides. Can't do it. Moore gets the handoff, right tackle, and he bangs his way inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Monty, it makes you wonder if the reason why the offense performed so poorly is just what was on the scoreboard, if they felt overwhelmed by what was going on and they needed halftime to kind of adjust. Because remember, the time they scored, they looked really good. It's just all the other drives that didn't look that great.
I formation again for McKinney North. 9:55 left to go in the third. Running on every play so far. Griffin, toss right side, gets a good block. Moore can't get around the arm tackle, however, and he'll go down in the backfield, a loss of about a yard to the 37-yard line. A nice arm tackle. You shouldn't say that because you should not be arm tackled, but I believe it was Ryan Harmon again who stuck his arm out there, and it's a loss of 3 from McKinney North.
Yeah, normally, like you say, you don't want to see that, but Harmon really had no choice. He was being blocked and blocked fairly well. Harmon just had the strength to hold on to that jersey and end up making the tackle.
Shotgun for Griffin. Backs to either side. He rolls left. Wants to throw on the run. He has his man, and he overshoots Josh Allen at the 13-yard line. Wide open was Allen, being guarded and covered by Dominic Gardner. He beat Gardner, but Griffin couldn't lay it in. He just overshot him.
Yeah, and that really highlights the difference between these two offenses. You know, I mean, that pass is always dead bang on with McKinney's side. So, I mean, and unfortunately it is what it is. You hate to see that kind of missed opportunity.
4th and 6, and McKinney North not shy of going for it on 4th down. 2 out of 6 tonight so far. They're going to do it here. 4th and 6, 9-11 on the clock, down 41-7. Griffin in the gun, backs to either side, rolling left, looks like the same play, throwing it down the field, and it's caught this time, and out of bounds goes Chris Allen, and he's got the first down at the 30-yard line.
Well, it kind of makes you cringe every time you see the Bulldogs pass. That's not their forte, but it's worked on a couple of those 4th downs so far.
Josh Allen, a big night tonight, has caught his 2nd touchdown of the year, and really that's been the spark so far of McKinney North. That's about it. I formation, Deontay Moore still in the backfield, and an offsides, or a false start actually, and that's going to be against the left tackle John Turner, the sophomore, just jumped offsides.
Yeah, and you know, they've been really good, so I don't want to sound like this is critical, but in this game, you cannot hand the Lions any sort of gift.
2nd penalty of the night for McKinney North. It'll back them up 5 yards, be 1st and 15. 9:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter, 41-7. McKinney leading little brother McKinney North, and some North fans are probably getting tired of hearing that little brother stuff. Handoff up the middle, Deontay Moore bounces it out to the left side. 3 Lions are right there to make sure he goes nowhere, and he'll actually gain 5 yards to the original line of scrimmage, maybe 4, a yard shy, and they'll spot it at the 31-yard line.
You know, Monty, we talked about before the game started how it's possible the battle for the Axe up in Sherman-Denison could be a district unbeatens. I'm not so sure if the Lions can play this kind of defense that Sherman is going to go into that undefeated.
Yep, that's going to be a classic matchup. If you thought McKinney-Denison was great, wait till you see that McKinney-Sherman game. Griffin drops back 7 steps, throws across the middle for Chris Allen, who's wide open in the end zone, and he drops it 2 yards deep in the end zone. He dropped it. It hit him somewhere where he couldn't haul it in. Hit him right in the hands. Brandon, it hit him in the hands.
And that guy is usually so sure-handed. It just makes me think of that scoreboard's not in their head. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
It hit him in the hands. 3rd down and 10. 8:23 left to go in the 3rd. McKinney North right to left from the McKinney 30-yard line. Griffin rolling left, gets a block. Now he can't escape Jamario Mack, who's right in his face, and busts him down at the 38-yard line. 2nd sack of the night on Brenton Griffin, and that one might hurt tomorrow.
Every time I see this Lion defense make a big play, it just makes me wish we were doing more and more of that Sherman-McKinney game because, again, like I say, if they can play defense like this, Sherman's not going to go in undefeated.
4th and 18 now.
See, I mean, where was this defense against Denison?
Yeah, it did not show up here that night.
No.
2 receivers near side for McKinney North. 2 men in the backfield. Staggering Brenton Griffin, who has happy feet, and he's going to be sacked again for the 3rd time. Wanting to throw the ball down the left side for Chris Allen. Allen was covered like a blanket, and the 2 linebackers blanketed Griffin, the quarterback. Motherwell and Hughes were right there to take him down, and Griffin just had happy feet and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, this really illustrates kind of the difference between these 2 teams. A 4.5-minute drive goes nowhere. In 4.5 minutes, McKinney scores twice. Yeah, I mean, that's just really the big difference between these 2 teams, you know?
1st down and 10 now after a turnover on downs there for McKinney North. McKinney will take over at their own 43-yard line. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the left side. Lee looks that way, drops back 3 steps, throwing it down the field, and it is caught by Lipka at the 38. He spins out of 1 tackle, bangs out of another one, and then finally orange helmets. 4 orange helmets will bring him down at the 37-yard line. A 21-yard gain for McKinney on 1st down. Emilio Diaz, the linebacker, will get credited for the tackle, but there were 4 orange helmets there.
I'm still at a loss as to how efficient this offense is. I mean, I almost feel like we're watching the Patriots or something along those lines, you know? I mean, they just, whatever play they run well.
Well, they run Helt up the middle this time, and Helt was initially hit after about a 2-yard gain, and he fights forward for another 3 yards to the 32-yard line in McKinney North territory. There's 6:53 and rolling here in the third, and McKinney leading easily in this football game, 41-7.
Yeah, I honestly expect to see a lot more of Helt in this second quarter because they don't need to. Second half, they don't need to do too much. They just need to make sure that they run the offense, and you run Helt, you're going to do well anyway. So just run that clock down is be my biggest strategy advice.
Farley and Rogers in the slot. Jackson and Lipka split out wide to either side, and they're going to hand off to Helt, running right guard in a big hole, 25, 20, 15, 10, out running a man at the 5, towards the pylon. Is he in? It is touchdown time in Texas. Brett Helt runs and dives towards the pylon, and he scores on a 33-yard touchdown run.
I'm asking Kevin for the time of that drive because that was a run-based drive, and they scored in minute 14, Monty.
Yeah, they can score some points.
You associate them with passing, which is why their drives are 2 minutes or less, but that was mostly run, and they still scored, and again, they had a short field.
Hanson's hold is down, and C.J. Gonzalez's kick is good. 48-7 with 6:16 left to go in the third quarter. McKinney on top of McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
3 plays and 57 yards on the drive. 1:14 off the clock from the McKinney Lions. Brett Helt scores from 33 yards out, and that's your Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. It took 1:14 off the clock, if I didn't mention that. Here's your JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be banged down to about the 3-yard line to Moore. Deontay Moore takes it up the right hash. He's going to kick it out to the right side. He has some room, but drugged down by the collar at the 27-yard line. Actually, he'll stumble his way out past the 30, I believe.
Yeah, he drugged some people with him down that sideline.
So that's your JBS Express kickoff, and John Mirabeau will get credit for the stop for McKinney on that kick return. We need to check down with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for us down there?
Guys, as you can see, McKinney High School came out clicking on all cylinders again there with that offensive drive, and it was put another 7 up on the board. And McKinney North they're just throwing up a lot of desperate passes now. You're going to look for them to go with either 4 wide or 5 wide, and hopefully Brenton Griffin can get some protection back there. But let's see what they can do in the second half. We're going to send it back on up.
I formation for McKinney North. Well, actually, it's a split back. Offset I, looking with the quarterback in the middle. And there's going to be, I believe it's going to be offsides against the McKinney Lions. Is coming across as DeJuan Swinney on that left defensive end position. That's going to be the 7th penalty for 40 yards against the McKinney Lions.
Aaron Matthews moved.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Aaron Matthews apparently jumps off sides for McKinney North. So we'll take that off, and we'll give McKinney North the penalty. So it's the 3rd penalty for McKinney North.
When it rains, it pours, Monty. Sheesh.
1st and 15 for McKinney North from their own 25-yard line. Moving right to left at Ron Post Stadium, down 48-7. Griffin wants to roll out left, throw on the run. He's got Chris Allen, who makes the catch at the 29, squirts around his defender, Gardner rather, and he'll actually gain enough for a first down, a 17-yard pass and catch up to the 42-yard line. So a nice play there.
That's exactly what the Bulldogs needed.
Yeah, the longest pass play of the night. That's what they needed.
Well, unfortunately, it's only 17 yards, but they just need to keep moving the ball like that. And I'm not making any pretensions that they're going to score, but win the game. But they need to get some momentum.
We probably need to talk with John Leidy and ask where Josh Matthews is, and we'll do that in a moment. Here's I formation for McKinney North, and this Deontay Moore met in the backfield. Not much doing there, and Emilio Diaz may have missed his assignment at fullback because the middle linebacker, Ryan Hughes, was all over Deontay Moore. Loss of 1 will bring up 2nd down and 11 with 5:40 left to go in the third quarter.
Monty, you know how I like to say offense, defense, special teams, you need to win 2 of the 3 and you'll win the game? McKinney's doing it all right here.
Absolutely. They are definitely playing defense like they have not all season long. 4-down lineman for McKinney. And this is going to be they faked the hand. Griffin wants to run to the right side, and he fumbles the ball and falls right back on it. Another Romo-style play, as he'll have the ball at the 41-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 11. And McKinney North just struggling here. Laudenslager, Alex Laudenslager will check in for Aaron Matthews at tight end. And also into the game for McKinney North is Deontay Hudson. And he'll split out wide. Actually, he'll be in the slot to the left. Chris Allen split out wide left. Deontay Moore gets the toss to the right side. He's got the 40. He's got the 45. He's got the 50. He's got the 45 and drugged down at the 42-yard line. A first down for McKinney North. As our statistician Kevin McPherson said, he's gone, he's gone.
We have got two of the guys who love to say they're gone more than anybody. He had two guys around him, and he's gone. What? But anyway, yeah, good play there again. I mean, they seem to get big plays on third downs this drive. That's at least encouraging. You just don't want them to get that deep in third down consistently.
19 yards on the play, and this is going to be another handoff to Moore, who slips down this time, and he falls down at the 38-yard line. So that'll bring up second down and 8. Now, we'll have to, Kevin McPherson tells us in our ear that Deontay Moore, there's a good reason he said he's gone, because he was on the sprint relay team that went to regionals when he was a freshman.
Well, at least wait till the defenders are behind him, though. I mean, there's two guys still around him.
Here's your true I formation, second down and 8. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third. Deontay Moore handoff up the middle, and he's going to cross the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up third and about 5 for McKinney North. As they're putting together a fairly good drive here, they just need to sustain it and pick up these third downs.
Yeah, I'm curious. Wonder if John has figured out why Josh Matthews isn't in, because we haven't seen him yet. I'm not saying Deontay Moore's doing a bad job, because he's filling pretty nicely.
I have a score from those hated Van Alstyne Panthers. They're leading Anna 43-0.
Who hates him?
Third down and 4.
I'm ambivalent.
Here's the toss left side. Deontay Moore has the sideline 30, 25 and out of bounds. A late hit possibly at the 23-yard line. Kevin McPherson says holding, but that was a play that was pretty late.
Yeah, the flag was already out by the time it happened. But I tell you, he already had a foot out of bounds, and that was a hit.
It will be holding against McKinney North. It's a spot foul, so they'll mark it off from there. He had the first down. It would have been a first down for McKinney North, but obviously they'll back it up here.
Yeah, holding's one of those, like you say, spot from the foul thing, so it has the ability to just basically be, depending on where it is down the field, to be basically replay the down, and they're actually going to lose a yard out of that, so instead of 3rd and 4, they're looking at 3rd and 5. Not that bad a penalty. Obviously, you'd like to have the first down if you earned it.
They'll actually say 3rd and 6. The ball will be spotted at the 36. 3:02 left to go in the third. McKinney leading 48-7 in the third quarter. Two receivers to the right side. Griffin in the gun, and he drops back one step, throws it down the right side, looking for his man Chris Allen, who makes the catch at the 8-yard line. He hauls this one in. He has to go up for it, but he does bring it down, and it'll be a 28-yard pass and catch for McKinney North, and that'll set up shop. 1st and goal from the 8.
Yeah, I didn't catch the defender out there, but both of them came down with it, and all ties go to the receiver.
That was Chad Packard out there in coverage.
He didn't do a bad job in coverage, but, again, all ties go to the receiver, and since both of them came down with it, North's ball inside the 10.
Jared Foyt tells me that that's Ryan Packard's brother. Here's Griffin rolling on the run. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to gain a couple. Maybe, well, no, he's still fighting, and he'll make his way down to about the 6-yard line. So a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6. Ryan Packard, a teammate of Jared's way back when, and Ryan played some cornerback. He played quarterback. He played receiver. Ryan Packard, he was one of those guys. They finally found an answer at quarterback, and he ended up having stomach problems.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was the answer at quarterback finally, and then he had to be out. They went through about 3 quarterbacks, the Lions did, in about 3 different games. I formation, toss right side. Deontay Moore cuts it up to the 5, into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas for Deontay Moore as helmets fly off. Tim Duncan lost his helmet.
And he was saying something to the official along the lines of, hey, will you please watch it? Obviously, he thinks there was a penalty there. You got to be careful, though. You don't want to get your own, and this is capping of a good drive by the Bulldogs. They just controlled the line of scrimmage, and Monty, we thought we'd see this all night. This is only the second time they've done it in all their drives.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of Deontay Moore, obviously. He only came in tonight with 9 carries for 26 yards.
That tells you something about Matthews. He's not willingly out.
There's Bryson Long on for the PAT. Griffin's hold is true, and the kick is true. 48-14. McKinney still in the lead at Ron Post Stadium over McKinney North. 1:47 left to go in the third. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
ISD football on 97.5 KLAK.
Welcome back to Ron Post Stadium. The Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap. 9 plays. You know, every time McKinney North has scored, they've had an impressive drive, but they've only scored twice. 9 plays, 70 yards on the drive. 4 minutes and 29 seconds off the clock, and a 6-yard touchdown by Deontay Moore brings us to our score of 48-14. McKinney in the lead over McKinney North as we prepare for the JBS Express kickoff. Here's an amazing stat. McKinney North tried to figure out, okay, if we're going to win this football, we've got to control the clock. Well, they have. They've had the ball 23 minutes and 34 seconds compared to McKinney's 10 minutes and 39 seconds. Problem is, when McKinney gets it, it doesn't take them very long to score.
Right.
We'll check down with Jonathan Leidy after the kickoff.
Yeah, I think he's actually got something.
Well, we'll check with him. Bryson Long for the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be a high pooch kick. Going to be taken at the 36-yard line and immediately brought down is Brett Helt.
And I didn't mean that as it sounded, by the way.
Actually, that's not Brett Helt. On the return was Trevor Bauk. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for us?
Guys, I've got 2 developing stories here. The coaches have pulled out both of the Matthews brothers there, and it's more of a challenge of their manhood if they're going to step up in leadership. They put in Alex Laugenslager and then Deontay Moore in the 2 places. And something else, if you saw that, was Colton Duncan had his helmet ripped off, which gave him a bloody nose. And the McKinney North Bulldogs been punching the nose enough to give him a bloody nose. Are they going to punch him back now? We'll have to see. Back up to y'all.
Thank you, John.
This is going to be a handoff to Damian Willis into the game for McKinney, and he'll gain about 39 to 40, maybe to the 40-yard line. New quarterback into the game for McKinney, Ronald Rockamore, the Rock, is into the game. And talk about a big guy. He's 6'5", 230 pounds. The Rock is a basketball player.
I can't tell if those are shin pads or muscles.
Yeah, he's got some amazing thighs on him. I mean, this is not a quarterback-looking guy. This is a linebacker-looking guy.
This is a guy, if you got the ball and you're a safety, you wish that the circumstances were different.
Can you imagine Bam Morris playing quarterback? That's what it is. And he hands off to Damian Willis in a great play by Laudenschlager, who makes the tackle in the backfield. A loss of 1 back to the 35-yard line as we near the end of the third quarter. McKinney Lions leading McKinney North 48-14 at Ron Post Stadium.
Yeah, and we obviously mentioned Rockamore because he sticks out, but pretty much everybody in there right now is not a starter. And I haven't gone down the offensive line, but I do see some starters down there. But all your skilled position, those are not your regular players. So I like what Coach Reyes is doing there.
Yeah, Brandon White split out wide right, and Quinn Benson in the slot. And Rockamore wants to throw the ball down the field, and he has a man that's caught at the 42-yard line. And I believe that's Matt Hansen who makes the catch, and he'll display his moves to the 45-yard line, shy of midfield, and close to a first down as we near the end of the third quarter, and that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. McKinney Lions leading 48-14 over McKinney North at Ron Post Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
Damian Willis gets the hand on 4th and 1 and drags Spencer Rogers for the first down. And McKinney Lions will move the sticks. Actually, that's Terrence Hicks that he drug for the first down. Hey, you know, with the defenses outside that we said that were checked at the gate, they also checked the punters apparently. There's been no punts tonight. That was a 4th and 1.
Well, we know Bryson Long's okay because he's also the kicker, and he's kicked 2 PATs. And
I guess he sneaks in just for extra points, and they have to take him back out.
Well, I'm a kicker, guys. Let me in.
1st and 10 for McKinney. Right to left now in the fourth quarter. Damian Willis hitting the backfield. A great play by McKinney North. They were right there at the line of scrimmage. Tony Brown makes the play for McKinney North, and that's about a 4-yard loss for McKinney. It'll be second down at 14. 11-20 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. This one just about all over except for the crying.
Kevin, now correct me if I'm wrong, but we're approaching the Lions' longest drive of the night, right? By time-wise. Okay, it's well over, according to Kevin.
Well, the longest, 2:47 was the longest drive clockwise. They've had 2 drives of 6 plays, 70 yards. Here's Rockamore's throw. It's incomplete. He was trying to hit Matt Hansen on the near side. But that one was Spencer Rogers, and that one will fall incomplete.
And, of course, right as I bring that up, they throw an incomplete pass, stop that clock. Like, all right, we can shorten this drive for you.
3rd down and 14 for McKinney, right to left. What am I hearing in the background?
It sounds like some Indians are playing. Maybe Red Hawks? I don't know.
The Red Hawks, yeah. 2 out of 3 on 3rd down for McKinney, and here's some ambulances coming in. I don't think that's what we heard, though.
No. Well, unless they're committing whoever's doing that noise to an insane asylum.
2 receivers either side. Rockamore in the gun. Drops back 3 steps, looking right side, now looks over across the middle, and he throws it out for Quinn Benson, who makes the catch at the 46-yard line. He had to go down and get it, and he did. And that's Rockamore's first completion of the night for 10 yards.
And it's so weird. It seems like the Lions are just catching all these breaks. Stephon Hurd was playing safety, reads the ball really well, and he makes a play if that ball's not low. But because it's low, Quinn catches it, and it's a gain.
Check your punters at the gate. 4th and 4. McKinney's going to go for it. Rockamore in the gun. 3 receivers to the near side. Hanson split out wide left. And Brandon White split out wide right. Rockamore looks left side. He throws. He's got his man. It's caught in the swing pass to the 40. Look out, 35. Down to 30 and knocked out of bounds by Malik Bowen. On the reception for McKinney was Tyler Bout. And that'll be a first down for McKinney with 10:02 left to go in the game. 48-14, the Lions of McKinney lead the McKinney North Bulldogs. It was 17 yards on the pass and catch.
You know, I wonder how the scoreboard operator works in a game like this, because right now they're saying we want 7, and you know, kind of obviously that are team specific. When in essence, technically I know that the Lions, or I'll get back to that.
And off up the middle, Damian Willis squirting free for a few yards to the 15, to the 13-yard line. Another first down for McKinney. 16 yards on the run for Damian Willis. Alex Laudenslager chases him down.
You know, like I said, technically I know the Lions are the home team here. So it's not out of reason to say we want 7, but this is still both their homes. You know, so just spirit, I can understand. You want both sides to get excited, but saying we want 7, they've gotten a lot of 7s today.
Well, you know, what do they do here? We want 7 defense. We want 7 defense.
There you go.
Yeah. The clock operator doesn't know what to do here. Here's Rockamore, handoff up the middle. Damian Willis fighting, squirting to the 3-yard line. Nice run by Damian Willis, and look out Brett Helt. This kid can run too.
I think his job's safe.
I think so. You know, but hey, they had last year the old Julius Jones, Marion Barber. Now this year with Felix Jones, obviously he's got a torn hamstring, and he'll be out for a few weeks. But maybe this is kind of that type of pattern they can have here in McKinney. But I think Brett Helt.
Name me something they don't have on this offense.
Exactly.
I mean, this is like I can't gush on this offense enough.
Rockamore in the gun. It's 2nd down and goal. Willis on the near side, and he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. A 4-yard touchdown for Damian Willis, the backup tailback. And now McKinney has 54 points on the board awaiting the PAT.
So at this rate, they will match their season high for points if they can score, doing some quick math, 2 times. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, and they'll eclipse that. Pending, PATs for both.
Well, C.J. Gonzalez on for this PAT, and it's a high kick, and it's good. 55-14, the Lions of McKinney lead the Bulldogs of McKinney North with 8:34 left to go in the game here at Ron Post Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
5 KLAK.
Well, the most impressive drive of the night for the McKinney Lions. It was 11 plays and 64 yards. Took 5 minutes and 13 off the clock. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. Going to be fallen on at the 28-yard line by Josh Allen. But on the Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap, 11 plays, 64 yards, 5:13 off the clock. By far their longest clock-wise and play-wise. It was a 4-yard touchdown by Damian Willis that brings us our new score of 55-14 with 8:32 left to go in the game, 55-14.
Mike's and JBS love this McKinney offense, don't they?
Absolutely.
Oh, and at a penalty here on the Lions, so they'll benefit the Bulldogs by 5.
Ryan Hughes checks out of the game. So lots of new faces in on defense as well, or a few new anyway, including Tommy Hess, a linebacker. I formation for McKinney North. This is going to be a toss right side, and that's Deontay Moore again staying into the game to the 37-yard line. Gain of 3 on first to be second down and 7. Actually, I think they'll give him 4.
Well, I see Aaron Matthews back in the game, but now I see Benton Griffin out and Stanko's in.
Yeah, Vince Stanko into the game. We'll check down with John Leidy after this play. 8:08 left to go in the game. McKinney all over McKinney North, 55-14 at Ron Poe Stadium. This is like the old days of the McKinney Lions. Handoff right side Deontay Moore, hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy down on the sideline. John, what do you got for us?
I am down here on the McKinney High School sideline, and they're already starting to celebrate down here. I mean, some of the reserves have gone in, as it is a 41-point lead at the moment, and you're seeing a lot of new players in the game for both sides of the ball. They just need to get some experience on their belt and just put it in cruise control from here on out with the last 7 minutes. Back up to y'all.
All right, I'm sure you'll want to talk with Zach Lee after the game. 5 touchdown passes tonight for Zach Lee. Sure you'll want to talk to him at some point. 7:26 left to go in the game. Toss left side, Deontay Moore, and he's brought down from behind in the backfield, and he'll finally get his way up to the line of scrimmage. Chris Ofiopka makes the stop for McKinney, and it'll be 3rd down and 3, actually 4th down for the McKinney North Bulldogs. And do we see a punt for the first time tonight?
I don't know, but I'm still – remember in pregame we talked about Josh Matthews, your district and your area's second leading rusher, right? And here, maybe a punt? What has happened? I don't know if it's something the Bulldogs didn't do or if it's something the Lions are doing. Because Josh Matthews has had sustained success over the course of this season, so it leads me to believe the Lions did something.
Bryson Long on for his first punt of the night. Nobody back for the McKinney Lions. Low snap, he digs it out. Left-footed kicker will bang this one deep. It'll bounce at the 33, take a sideways bounce towards the east, and be downed at about the 33-yard line after a 26-yard punt. And it was actually Garrett Beasley who downed that one. 3:35 on the hang time. Garrett Beasley's brother, Houston, played here for McKinney for many years, was a starter for several years in that offensive line. Garrett is the deep snapper for the McKinney North Bulldogs on both punt and PAT. Had some head injuries and things like that. Doesn't really need to be out there in the middle of the offensive line, so he is allowed to at least do deep snaps. Here's a handoff up to the 35-yard line for McKinney. Emilio Diaz on the stop. Matthew Parkman into the game for the McKinney Lions at tailback. The first time we've seen Parkman all year, and I don't believe I think that's his first carry of the year.
Yeah, maybe. And you know it's bad when you have to look at the roster because he's not on the depth chart. And by bad, I mean in terms of your relief coming into the game. And even the offensive line is new now. This is completely second string. 2nd down and 8 for the McKinney Lions, right to left at their own 35-yard line. Rockamore hands off. Great play by Alex Laudenslager in the backfield. He makes the stop on Parkman, and that's going to be a big loss back to the 32-yard line. It actually was a bigger loss than what they're marking off. They're going to give him forward progress to the 32, but man, he was down way back in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 4 officially. 3rd down and 12 for the McKinney Lions with 5:21 and rolling here in the 4th quarter, leading 55-14. It's almost a matter of pride now for this Bulldog defense because you do have 2nd and 3rd string players in to get a stop here.
Akeem Jackson into the game at the right corner position. He was our senior spotlight tonight. This is Rockamore throwing the swing pass to Quinn Benson, and it's incomplete. Another great play by Spencer Rogers out there. As soon as Benson got his hands on the football, Rogers popped him, and the ball fell incomplete.
And we're getting our first Lion punt now.
Oh, it's punt time in Texas. Jared Farley will drop back, and he'll punt from his own 15-yard line, 16-yard lines, where he'll stand. The line of scrimmage is the 31. And back deep for the McKinney North Bulldogs is going to be Deontay Hudson, who will stand at his own 34. The right-footed punter gets it off. It's a low line drive kick. Not much hang time, and Hudson drops it initially and then picks it back up. So they'll retain possession at the 34-yard line. 3 seconds exactly on the hang time on that 35-yard punt. And now McKinney North will take over at their own 34-yard line, moving left to right with 4:56 left to go in the football game, trailing big brother, the McKinney Lions, 55-14.
And I tell you, at this stage of the game, you would just like to see some sort of sustained drive by the Bulldogs. And I'm not necessarily sure that they need to go for passes or anything like that. Just run your base offense. At this point, it's a done deal. Just try to get some momentum for next week.
Vince Stanko into the game, a senior quarterback. Hasn't played much this year. Brenton Griffin has been the quarterback most all years. A handoff to Hudson, running all the way across the field from his slot position. Makes his way across the 50 with some speed to the 45-yard line in McKinney territory. A nice play call there, keeping it on the ground, 18 yards for Deontay Hudson. Hudson can run.
Yeah, you bet. And that's another thing, too, Monty, because it still gives your backups a chance to show what they can do in game action.
You want to see a big-time prospect from McKinney North. He split out wide right. Jonathan Lee is going to have tremendous success for McKinney North. He's only a sophomore, 6'3", 193. And this is going to be Stanko in the gun. Fumbles, and I believe North got back on it at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, they ran the exact same play, this time coming from the other side, and the Lions said, you know, fool me once, and they were a couple of lines back there ready for that one. One of them was able to poke it out, and it laid on the turf for a little bit of time, and that's always scary for the offense.
Second down and 15. I do smell coffee, and it does smell pretty good. 4:06 left to go in the game, 55-14. Stanko wants to throw near side, and somebody runs the wrong route. We just talked about Jonathan Lee being a sophomore, very talented, but someone either ran the wrong route or Stanko threw the wrong route.
Yeah,
not sure.
He expected Lee to either run a stop or an out, and Lee said, "I'm going to run down the sideline," and Bulldogs dodged a bullet, and I don't want to say with 4 minutes left and a huge difference of the scoreboard that they dodged a bullet, but you want to keep them going.
3rd and 15. We're under 4 minutes now as soon as the snap is through, and this is Deontay Hudson on the reverse again, and this time he's caught in the backfield. A great job by McKinney sniffing that play out and figuring, they gave up 18 yards, and they've given up nothing since. Matter of fact, they've lost a couple of yards on that play.
Bunny, got a couple things for you. First, real quick, an update from Boyd's district. Allen is dominating, playing a 42-16.
Ouch.
And then we've got an after-the-game trophy presentation, and at this point it looks like it's pretty much certain who's going to walk away with that one.
Yeah, and Jared Foyt pretty happy up here in the booth. Here's a left-footed punter, Bryson Long, going to boot this one away. Nobody back deep for McKinney. This one takes another east bounce towards the near sideline. It will roll a little bit towards the north and will be down by Deontay Hudson at the 21-yard line. 35 yards on the punt. And McKinney will take over from their own 21, moving right to left with 3:12 left to go. And, this McKinney offense could kill this 3:12 if they want to.
Do they want to, though? That's, obviously with you're getting experience for your behind the starter depth chart. It's a little bit more of a challenge.
Matt Lancaster and Eric Harrison into the game on the offensive line. We'll try to get you some more in a little bit as soon as we can. There's Rockamore in the gun, and he's going to hand off to that's Parkman again, who bounces it out to the 35-40, out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The only bad thing about Parkman's run there is he went out of bounds.
Yep.
25 yards on the carry. Frank King brings him out of bounds along with Akeem Jackson. But a nice run of 25 yards. But the bad thing is for McKinney, it stops the clock. Don't they know we want to get out of here?
Yeah, at this point it's more of a let's just get this one over and go home. And Monty, where we've gushed about how we are just impressed with the way the Lions have played defense. Apparently Denison's found defense too. They shut out their opponent tonight.
Wow. Boy,
However, it's just Frisco, so take that for what it's worth.
Things could get interesting if this district learns how to stop people.
No kidding. Especially your top-tier teams.
1st and 10, Rockamore hands off, and Laudenschlager knocks the ball loose. It's picked up by Tony Brown, and he's gone. 20, 10, kiss him goodbye. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Send it back, though, Monty.
But there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, offsides on the Bulldogs. And then we had some late flags coming in the backfield, about halfway between the line of scrimmage and the end zone where the Bulldogs were, and that's in the line of unnecessary roughness or possibly even unsportsmanlike conduct. And, this is why we wish he didn't run out of bounds. The less time there is on the clock, the less time it takes for things to get testy. You know what I mean? And at this point, you really just want to try to avoid that ugliness.
Let's check down on the field with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for us?
Guys, I didn't catch the player on that penalty that committed the foul, but you look like you had a block on the back on that return by Josh Allen there. So we're going to see what they're going to do here.
All right, thanks, John.
So,
the official was trying to explain a lot of things.
McKinney High School because of the offsides on defense there.
Yeah.
Another one that kind of kills it. And McKinney's got their backups in. They're down here celebrating. I mean, they're actually eyeing the cup that's down here towards the south end zone that's fixed to be in their hands. And several players are talking about kissing it already. So they're pretty happy down here on the McKinney High School sideline.
And they ought to be leading 55-14 over McKinney North with 2:34 left to go in this game.
Yeah, so it's exactly like we called, offsides. And it's the good news is that the second flag we saw was just a block in the back and not an unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness. And I hope for the sake of just the sportsmanship of the game that we don't see those penalties.
Matt Hansen split out wide left. Rockamore still in the game at quarterback. Matthew Parkman in at tailback. It'll be 1st and 5 for McKinney. 2:12 and rolling. Rockamore's going to hand off to Parkman, who bounces it out to the left. Can't escape two defenders of McKinney North. And one of them being Nick Clayton into the game.
And now the Bulldogs are following the Lions' lead. You've got several second and third string players out there getting them experience.
Ball straddling the 50-yard line.
I do want to point out they do still have first stringers in there, so it's still not a completely, what the Lions are doing.
2nd down and 6 for McKinney as we near the 1:30 mark. Play clock is at 5-4, and now McKinney will snap it, and they'll hand off to Parkman again. Oh, he's met at the line of scrimmage. Man, I tell you what, Laudenschlager just launching himself at people here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset about the outcome so far.
Man, he's a man on a mission right now.
Yeah, he came unblocked from this right side and just lowered his shoulder. And I'd say I don't think Brett Helt would have had a chance in that one, the starter.
Well, that's one of those where in the NFL he might be fined several thousands of dollars because he's just launching himself at people.
Yeah, the No Fun League.
No Fun League. Under a minute now. As we understand, a presentation will take place after the game for the Crosstown Cup. McKinney with the ball, 3rd and 7. 42 seconds on the clock. Handoff Parkman. And once again, Laudenschlager, but he grabs him by the helmet this time and throws him down with his left hand by the helmet. And that'll be obviously a 15-yard penalty.
Well, I couldn't tell if that was a face mask or if that was the collar tack, because you can't. Didn't the rule state you have to be on the outside of the middle? I mean, we had that last game, and I don't remember the high school rules.
Well, he's still launching himself at people, and they will wipe it off. They will wave off the flag. Laudenschlager, same play, launched himself, grabbed him by either the collar or the face mask, apparently the collar, and just slung him down with his left arm.
But what makes me think it was the collar, because if I remember right, and this is a quirky high school level rule, you can horse collar in the middle of the field, but on the sidelines you can't. Which if a referee sees you horse collar, let me wave that off because you were in the right there. So that's what makes me think that.
Well, McKinney has to. They have to actually take one more play, but they're going to let the clock roll down. The play clock is at 3-2 and about to expire. The clock is at 11, and it'll stop there. It'll be 4th down. They'll take the flag. And actually, McKinney will take a timeout with 11 seconds left to go. 55-14, the Lions lead McKinney North here at Ron Post Stadium. It's been all McKinney all night long.
Hey, guys, can I get some numbers? I got 5 touchdowns for Zach Lee. Is there any passing yardage on that?
And we'll get to you in just a moment, John, with some stats, as there's 11 seconds left to go in the game. We're keeping it. We're keeping it here during a timeout.
And we're still live.
55-14, the Lions here at Ron Post Stadium over McKinney North, and we will try to get some stats down there.
Oh, you bet, because tonight's a stat night for
Yeah,
really
Matt,
both sides.
We know Matt Lipka has 5 touchdown passes. We know Dario Jackson has had 2 touchdown receptions. We know Jared Farley has 2 touchdown passes. Farley actually has 5 touchdown receptions in his last 2 weeks.
About Zach Lee, 5 touchdown passes, not Lipka.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lee, not
Well,
Lipka.
I'm just afraid John's going to.
Yeah, 4th and 9 here, and there's Parkman on the carry around the left side, and he'll try to spin out of a tackle at the 50, but Laudenslager, a man amongst boys on that defensive line now, and that'll be the end of the game. Actually not.
Turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs, so they'll stop the clock here, and McKinney North will have to run one play.
Did you see the Denison score? 54-0.
Wow.
I mean, could be worse. Instead of 55-14.
What's this? So McKinney and Denison, what's going on here? 1 point apiece. Denison scores 54 this week. McKinney scores 55.
You know what? I'd rather have it the other way around, have them score 1 more point this week than
That's
what
right.
happened 2 weeks. But you can't obviously pick.
Man.
And let's go back to that game a minute. What really benefited Denison was that McKinney took the lead there at the end. They went for 2. If it had been the other way around, who knows what McKinney would have done.
McKinney had a shot. They did have 1 shot left, and Zach Lee threw an interception. They only had about 30 seconds left to go with that drive, but they did have a shot. And 4 seconds left to go in this football game as Stanko is going to stand at his own 45. He's going to hand off to Deontay Moore, who's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be the football game here for the Crosstown Showdown, as Ofiopka will end this one with that tackle. And the McKinney Lions, McKinney fans, you can stand proud again, because your Lions are once again owners of the Crosstown Showdown Cup here at Ron Post Stadium. 55-14, they win over McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.